Good evening, everybody. Welcome in. The dais is set. The boys are ready. We're going to talk some football. I got picks in from the entire broadcasting team. I'm excited to talk tonight. We got a lot going on as we go through the picks. Miami 3-0 at Cincinnati 2-1 tonight. That's your national prime game, which I will be covering right after this. We're going to talk about those Dolphins potentially 4-0 potentially. Talk about those Chargers a little bit today as we review their picks. They're struggling right now with a lot of injuries. The Jets haven't lost every game. That's something new. It's a change up there in New York, which I do like. The Giants are winning. That's scary. Pittsburgh's got bigger hands, and Joey D's got the biggest arms. That's what we're talking about tonight as we kick through. Let's start where I welcome in my team here. Doing it, Dad. Things in Dallas looked pretty good after a big Monday night win for your team. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, you know, the schedule gets a little tougher here, but Cooper Rush, man, I'll take him.
Love it, love it. Cooper Rush is playing well, absolutely. Pittsburgh this weekend plays the Jets. Dave, do they take out the Jets?
Absolutely not.
Oh, I think you're wrong.
Nope, I'm not. I'm not wrong.
On, Dave.
Maybe you didn't hear. They're playing the Jets.
I just want to put this out there that you realize I gave everyone the opportunity, financial advice for sure, to bet for 3 wins for the Steelers this year. And if you can still get it at good odds, do it now.
Do it now. Do it now.
I'm taking the over.
Joey, you're 49.
3.5.
3.5. Your 49ers got into a badminton game the other night. It wasn't even football. It was badminton. They won 11-10. What's up, Joey? How you doing?
I'm doing good. The offense is embarrassing. Defense is elite. It's frustrating to watch them right now.
Yeah, I think they've got the Lance Cookie character at quarterback now instead of Jimmy Garoppolo. I don't know who that guy was. That wasn't Garoppolo. That from the previous week. The previous week, Garoppolo was pretty good. I don't know who that guy was. Yeah. And, Gene, apparently you cut 3 Hall of Famers because you've lost a couple games.
Well, they needed to go. And you know what? I still think Pittsburgh's better than Dave thinks. You know, me and Dave, we were actually – something came up for me and I couldn't make it this week. Me, Dave, and 2 of my buddies were supposed to go to the Pittsburgh Jets game this week, and I had to back out last minute. In fact, I'll tell you what. Dave was nice enough to offer to have because we were all going to have Jets on our chest. He was going to be the J, but we had to cancel the game last minute. I had something that came up.
Hey,
I would have worn a Jets jersey if you would have brought it, bro.
Hey, for free football,
I would
do that. So, welcome in, everybody. We're going to get started here and talk about what we've done last week and all that, and get this show going. I do want to ask everybody, I've been dropping the link in throughout the night. I need your help. I'm battling bigger football people with hundreds of thousands of followers when I broadcast on Thursday nights. Every like helps get me to 100 quick to get that transition. If you could give us a like on the video, even if you're not going to watch me tonight, give me a like and help me out. Let's beat those people with our community here. All right, just a reminder again, that's the game I'm going to be doing. That guy's got really good hair, both of them.
Dude.
Let's look at the standings here. We had some highlights that I'll throw out there. Mouse Talk with a big jump this week, jumping out of the cellar and coming back up there, which was an interesting week. Joey and Dave and Bryson all had solid weeks and returning, coming back up there. And then Sanudo and I kind of dropped down a little bit. Dole Whip Dad was the only one to be consistent on his number again. 3 weeks of consistency from Dole Whip Dad in his plays. And on top of that, we're going to give we got 9 right. Sanudo and I both had 9 right. So we both got a tie in the stars. But, overall, guys, I'm pretty happy when you look at these standings here as we're doing it. The fact that this has been a crazy year. Why is that up there on the screen? What happened? Why is Dole Dad blocked? Hold on.
I mean, it's a good thing.
I knew Dave was going to say
I got to figure it out. I don't know how to.
Can't unblock yourself.
Wow, hold on. There we go.
Yay, there he is.
Oh,
Yay.
Man, I love my fate. It's my favorite fate. No, it's not.
There we go. We're back to Dole Whip Dad in good shape there. It's kind of been good considering that when you look at this football start, it has been wild in the fact of a lot of quarterbacks, a lot of players didn't play the first 2 games of the year, those preseason games. So it's made a total change in how we pick and these games. I'd kind of like to just go across before we do this first game here, just get your quick thoughts on the initial first 3 weeks of the season. Gene, go with you.
It has been, I'd have better luck, I think, if I used a Magic 8-ball. This was, we were talking earlier, they used to always say, don't bet on the first 2 weeks when there was a 4-game preseason, because the first 2 weeks you don't really know who's who yet. But I'll tell you what, only doing 3 games has made it even more out of whack. It's almost like you don't want to chance betting because you don't know who's who until week 3 or 4. So hopefully now we're at a point now where I think we're starting to realize who is who and what's what. But yeah, the roller coaster ride that we've been on for the first 3 weeks of the season has been the craziest that I can remember in a long time.
Absolutely. Dave?
Huh?
Dave, your thoughts?
Or lack thereof.
No. It's been interesting. The Steelers are terrible.
Okay, there we go.
Is it hockey season yet? Thank Jeebus. Preseason Penguins hockey is around.
Yes.
Because the Pirates are closing in on the milestone 100 losses. They have 6 games left.
Milestone.
We're actually going to be upset at work if they don't get to 100 losses. The Steelers, you look at the schedule, and we'll get there. They're not going to win over 3 games this year at all. I've said it since April, whenever we started talking. And thank Jeebus, hockey's almost back, because the one sport that matters in the Northeast.
Lacrosse.
Okay.
By the way,
unfortunately,
also, Penn State will do what they normally do and go into Michigan 5-0 against the 5-0 SCUM team. Play well in the first half, and then wheels will fall off. But then they'll beat Ohio State at home. It's going to be an absolutely lovely October here in Central PA.
Fantastic.
Dave Rant is over.
Dave Rant, mic drop. Dole Dad, your thoughts on the initial first couple weeks?
I mean, as a Chargers fan in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, I'm having a rough couple first weeks here. I thought both teams were going to – I didn't pick the Cowboys to win their division. Looks like they're not, although they still might be a playoff team. My Chargers, though, my gosh, like they're killing me. So, yeah, I don't – I'm going to have fun tonight, but not because my teams are playing well.
Oh, there you go. Joey, your thoughts on the early part?
Yeah, kind of echo what Gene said. Man, dropping it down to 3 games. And then what's crazy is now that even they're down to 3 preseason games, most teams aren't even playing their players. So by the time you get to week 1, everybody looks like they're starting their first preseason game. So like you said, it's taken a few weeks. You don't know who to pick because everybody's people that are good or terrible. The ones that you think are going to be terrible are good. And then on top of that, the injuries are racking up and stuff like that. And yeah, as far as my team, super frustrated. Wasn't expecting Trey to go out so quick. And then was not expecting Jimmy to play so inconsistent, at least this last week.
Oh, he'll be fine. He'll be fine.
I know. I'm not saying he won't. I'm just a little frustrated. That's all.
Let's hope that week 4 starts out better. Let's jump into week 4 here. We'll start with Gene. Let's go. We got Miami at Cincinnati. Cincinnati at home, 4-point favorite. 47 is a total Thursday night prime game. Gene, what are you thinking?
You know, I know everybody is loving the Dolphins right now, and I think they're better than even I thought. And the Bengals, I know a lot of people think Bengals, they beat the Jets. How hard was that? But you got to take this into account. Miami had a tough win in blazing heat only 3 days ago. It's going to be tough to then go to Cincinnati on short notice and beat a Bengals team that looks like it's starting to get a little bit better. I think they got a lot of that rust off. Remember, there was those guys. We talking about guys not playing in the preseason. The Bengals barely played anybody in the preseason. I feel like they finally now got that rust off. I think they're hitting their stride. I'm taking the Bengals.
Taking the Bengals at home. Dave, what do you got?
I'm taking the 4. I'm taking the Bengals at home. All at what Gene said. I think Tua does Tua things, which is underthrows everyone, and instead of the Bengals throwing 4 picks, Tua throws 4. And Cincinnati wins easily at home against the new absolute kings of the AFC East, allegedly Miami Dolphins.
Okay, Cincinnati wins easy at home for Dave. We got that in there. Let's go over to Dole with Dad. What do you got?
Well, Dave, you said you're taking the 4. I've got Cincinnati favored by 4.
Yeah.
Which I think.
Oh yeah, my bad.
So you're taking the Dolphins.
I'm giving the 4.
You're giving the 4.
I feel like that says everything, though. I really do. Like, everybody's on the Dolphins as a fan and against the Bengals. The Bengals are the better team. The Bengals are going to cover. In my never so humble opinion, I'll take Cincinnati. You're going to crush Cincinnati if you got a huge rush, which is the teams that they've been beaten by have. I don't see that happening this week.
3 people on the Bengals. Joey, are you going to make it 4?
So my gut would tell me here, especially the way the season has started, Miami's number 1 better than I think we all thought, and has played much better than even I was going to say. Cincinnati offensive line troubles. Burrow's constantly getting sacked. However, I think they'll cover. I think tonight's the actual night Cincinnati finally starts to right the ship, and I think the stars will align and kind of the universe will flip back to the way it's supposed to be. So I'm going to go with Cincy.
Going with Cincy. Welcome into our recent joiners. You got Mr. Fulton came in. Monterey Molly's here. Sebastian Crab, Duke, Snaggle Rock, Sean Urban. What's up, buddy? Sean Urban in here, part of our broadcasting team. Duke Tomlinson in here, and Surfer Girl. Welcome in. I'm going to actually go the other way, and I'm going to take the points with Miami. I still think Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati wins this game, but I'm expecting this to go back and forth. And for Gene's point to be the valid point, I think the time in that heat and the short week is what runs out the clock. I've got Cincinnati going up at the end by like 2 or 3, somewhere in that area, and Miami trying to drive down and Tua getting picked off to end the game. That's what I'm thinking tonight. We'll see how we're doing on that. So make sure
you're picking the Dolphins to lose barely. Is that what you're saying?
Taking the Dolphins to lose by 3, I think.
Okay, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the. I still think Cincinnati game.
I just say one thing. I didn't think this is a weird spread because obviously everyone knows, the home team gets 3 points, right? They always give 3 teams 3 points to the home team. That means with these 2 teams, if they were playing in Miami, the Bengals would still be favored by a point. I find that odd. That's why I thought the spread was kind of high. I do think the Bengals will cover, but I still think it's a rather high spread for 2 good teams.
I've noticed odd spreads on short weeks, Gene, is when I've noticed a lot of odd spreads.
That's probably what it is.
I did a double take also.
I was kind of shocked about it. I double checked it, and it's a legit spread. So it's actually dropped just a few minutes ago to 3.5, by the way, in several different places.
Yeah, depends on where you're looking.
Yeah, depends on where you're looking. Absolutely right. David's going to start this, so we're going to talk about the Vikings and the Saints. If you're new, say hello in the chat. Talk to us in here. We welcome the chat with everybody. Also, make sure all the guys' links will be dropped by my moderators throughout the night. This will be for Gene FitzMagic, for Dave of Brandy and Dave, Dole, Whip Dad, and Joey of JSA Creations and the Diz Nerdy Network, so you can keep up with them, or on the front of my page and subscribe tonight if you like the show to come back and get more. Dave, Minnesota, I already gave you a like up there on Minnesota.
Yeah, apparently.
At the same this is a 9:30 a.m. game. 9:30 a.m. game in London.
Yeah, this is crazy. This is across the pond, right? Correct?
Yeah, correct.
So, you never know. There's no such thing as home field advantage here. everyone's traveling. The Saints are kind of an enigma to me this year. Like I feel like they should be better on paper than they are. But not really. Like it's weird. I don't know. I'm confused, and I like purple, so we're gonna go with the Vikes. I'll give 3.
Nice. I like it. Jeff, what do you got?
I wouldn't have played the first game. I would play this one. The Vikes. I like the Vikes to cover their 2.5. This was an easy one. I mean, none of them were easy, but for me, I thought the Vikes for sure here. I don't like the Saints this year.
Okay, Joey.
Yeah, I'm not really buying the Saints this year. I'm gonna go Minnesota here for sure. They're just more talented.
And Gino.
Winston's gonna Winston. I take the Vikings.
Exactly.
I agree.
Exactly.
That's a complete sweep across the board of the Vikings. Minnesota's a team I picked to come out of the NFC to go to the Super Bowl. They lost last week. I think they're going to have a rebound. A good time to do it is against the Saints. This is technically a home game for the Saints as it's listed on paper, but as Jeff pointed out, or Dave pointed out, truly not a home game for anybody when you're across the pond or in another country of any sort, which we'll have a lot of that this year that we'll be talking about. 1 o'clock game starting here. The Jaguars, big win out in California last week. They're going to the other side of the country this week, going to the Eagles. Eagles minus 6.5, total of 47. Dolan, Dad, start us out. What are you thinking here?
These are both two good teams. Everybody knows if you pay attention to the show, I hate the Eagles. I want the Eagles to lose. This is too many points. Like everybody's on Hurts. Hurts has had a great beginning of the year. Lawrence looked amazing so far this year, especially last week. I'll take the 6.5. I think it's too much to give in this game. So I wouldn't play it because I like the Eagles as a better team. But 6.5, if I had to bet it, I'd take the 6.5.
All right, Jacksonville for Dole Whip Dad. What do we got there?
By the way, everybody mocked me last week. I thought I was crazy for taking them against the Chargers, and the Jags won it.
You're 100% right. Absolutely.
I also took the Jags against the Chargers.
Did you? I like nice.
Just throwing that out there. I was all excited. I got one pick
I was
right.
not excited.
I got 2 picks right.
Yeah, right. It's like I was not happy.
So which way are you going, Joey?
Oh, yeah, Jags have impressed me a bit. I still think Eagles are the better team, but that's a lot of points, man. I'll take the Jags on that.
Taking Jags plus the 6.
Yeah.
Gino, what do you got?
You know what, Jacksonville? I feel like, can they really finally be that good? Like I rack my brain. Is Jacksonville actually going to be good now? But I'll tell you one other thing they got too. They got a coach that's probably a little pissed off about Philly. So I think he's gonna be putting on these guys about beating these Eagles all week. So I'm gonna take Jacksonville. I don't know if they're gonna win, but they're gonna make it a game for sure.
Okay, I'm gonna go the other way, but we'll see what Dave's going. What are you thinking, Dave? Are you going on the Eagles? Can you bet the Eagles being a Steelers fan?
So first of all, I hate the Eagles as much as Jeff hates the Eagles. Mainly because there's a lot of Eagles fans around, and I'm not gonna go into that, but Anywho, I also can't say that Jacksonville is now this elite team that is going to come into Philadelphia in an extremely hostile environment against the team that is literally looks like they're clicking on all cylinders, and they'll lose by 10.
He's going with the Eagles. I'm also going with the Eagles, and I'm saying the Eagles just simply because of the line itself. Everybody's and their mother is going to bet Jacksonville plus the points after the output they did in California, thinking that's money under a touchdown, and Eagles win by 10 or more on that as well, I think. We'll see.
Wow.
All right, let's jump up here. Joey D's going to start it off. My Ravens are at home. They're facing a really ticked-off Buffalo team. Buffalo coming in -3 in Baltimore, total of 52. What do you think of there, Joey D?
This is tough, man. You got two really good teams. I've seen both teams really ball out, and I've also seen both of them really give games away. And I've seen it happen both very recently. The points pretty standard to me. But I think Buffalo. I think Baltimore being at home, I'm probably going to take them. It's too close for me right now, but I still think the Ravens will probably win this game.
Okay, interesting. Gino?
Yeah, this is a tough game. This is gonna be a great game to watch. I'm looking forward to it. To me, it's so close. I don't know. I can't see the Ravens losing by more than 3, so I'm gonna go Ravens.
Good deal.
Yeah.
David?
I don't think Josh Allen is going to let anything like last week happen. I think Bills are gonna roll in Baltimore. And honestly, I want to say it because it's just a gut feel, but hammer the under.
Under 52. Interesting. Yeah, that does look.
I think that's really high, man.
If you played the under on every game this year, you'd be rich this year. If you played the under in every game so far this year, you'd be doing very well.
Yeah,
I know, right?
Doing very well.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Jeff, what are you thinking here?
I wouldn't play this game. It's a really hard one. If I had to pick it, and I do for the show, I'll take the 3 and I'll take Baltimore. Jackson's the MVP so far this year.
He's been outstanding.
And I don't think Diggs stays. I think Diggs learns to go out of bounds when it was Diggs, right? Wasn't he the one that didn't go out of bounds?
No, I think it was it Diggs? I thought it was
No, it wasn't Diggs. It was the other kid.
No, it wasn't
whatever. Diggs. Somebody go out of bounds. That was anyway.
I don't care who it is.
But I'll take Baltimore in the 3 if I had to play this game.
I'm taking my Ravens at home. I think this is a mixed match of a game. Baltimore's running game against Buffalo's running game. It's pretty much matched up now that Dobbins is back. I don't give a lead there. Pressure on the defense. I give it a square part there on that throw. Both quarterbacks. I give the slight edge to Allen right now just because he's already shown what he can do in playoff games. So I think this game to me comes down to kickers, and Baltimore's got a better one, so I'll take the Ravens minus the 3 or plus the 3 and hope that they keep it a close game. We'll see. Could be another loss for my Ravens for sure. It's a good team coming in there. All right, let's go over to Gino's going to start this one up. The Commandos come into Dallas. Dallas only minus 3. They played very well last Monday night. 42.5 on a total. Gene, what are you thinking?
You know what? I think it's going to be Dallas. I think Cooper Rush is going to play well. I think he's going to play so well, in fact, that when Dak comes back, he's going to have a little bit of a hard time, and people are going to be calling for Rush to come back a few weeks after. I'm going to take Dallas.
Dallas to win. Dave.
Brandy and I went out on Sunday afternoon. Went to get groceries and stopped at a local for a beverage and a snack. And I watched Washington play. And they might lose to any SEC team. Dallas Cowboys giving 3. They could probably give 7 and still cover.
Gotcha. Don't look that. I kind of know which way you're going, but let me hear it.
Well, you said that last week. I'm like, nah, I mean, come on. But yes, you do. So this is why I like being on the show with Dave. I like being on the show with everyone, but Dave is so right. If you think that this is a 3-point spread, you have not watched the not Redskins play. They suck. The Cowboys are way better with rush than people are giving, and they rush the ball amazingly well. Unless you have a stud left tackle and a stud right tackle, you're going to have trouble with the Cowboys this year. This is the easiest game. Cowboys to cover. They're going to win by 20.
And I would again hammer the under. It's going to be 31-0.
Hammer the under. Hammer the under. Joey.
Might be.
Where are you at on this one?
Oh, listen. Even without Dak, Dallas has been really good, especially their defense. I should know. I have them in fantasy. Defense is too good. Washington's really bad.
I hope you get points for sacks because
and only by 3, please. They're going to cover that by 4. So
nice.
Yeah.
Clean sweep. I'm going to take Dallas as well. The only thing that I will throw out there that is a unique concern for me on this game is that over the years, the history has been they're always 3-point games. And while this seems like it should be a walk in the park, does the old history come back and these two just play down to the fact of, it's going to be a close game instead of the better team that's on paper going out and actually beating them. So we'll see. And I do like the point earlier, too, about that, hey, they might be a little surprised when Dak comes back if they're doing real well. What that could end up being is huge trade bait later on in the year for them to pick up somebody that they need when they start looking at playoff trying to drive there or the playoff run. So interesting there. Everybody sweep on Dallas. Let's start with Dave on this one. The Bears are playing the Giants. The Giants 2-1. Bears looking good themselves. Not the same old Bears. Bears going into New York -3, 38.5. Finally a normal total that looks somewhat understandable. Tell me what you think here with the G-Men.
Say who, Saquon. Giants given 3 at home. Bears are not good.
I like that. I got to give Dave his props. When he was doing his fantasy draft, I was laughing as he was picking all Penn State players, and Dave looks like a genius right now. So, Jeff, go ahead.
We are, baby.
So I'm not going to say the Giants are good. They're not 2-1 good, but they're not bad.
I think
They're a middle of the road team in my opinion. The Bears are a middle of the road, Pac-12 team. They're not good. They're really bad. They're super bad.
That makes them like a high-end MAC team, right?
Yeah, I was trying to think of a lower division. Actually, I felt bad with the Pac team. So, anyway, I don't think this is a hard one. The Giants -3. I'll take the Giants.
Giants -3. Joey D, welcome in CGH. Welcome in Ashton.
Saquon's healthy. I still think the Giants are a better team. They're decent. The Bears have shown flashes, but really I only like Justin Fields and nobody else. Giants.
They're showing flashes of what?
Flashes of something.
Crappy?
Somewhat. No, flashes of some NFL plays.
I thought he said they were flashing people. I was starting to believe that.
Not flashes of greatness. I didn't say flashes of greatness, please. Come on.
All right, before I go over to Gene, hey, I'm dropping the link in the chat for the game right after this that I'm doing. I need your help tonight, guys. There's 46 of you in here right now. If you have not hit the like on the Bengals versus the Dolphins, help me out tonight. Get me ahead of others. Let's get to 100 likes over there quicker than daylight. Gene, what are you thinking here as we go into Giants and Bears?
You know what? Both these, I think the Giants, I think we realized last week, Giants are not what a lot of Giant fans thought they were. You heard a lot in New York, everyone talking about the Giants, how they could be 4-0 and this. Stop.
See, I thought they proved they were.
They got Daniel Jones as a quarterback. The only thing that's good on that offense is Saquon Barkley. I agree with Jeff. I don't know what Fields has done. I haven't seen it. I think Fields is completely overrated, and he's not even rated that highly. I'm going to take the Giants though on this one, basically because of Saquon. I think they win by a field goal. I think they literally just beat the spread.
I think it's right on the line. If I have to go down, I'll take the Giants at home versus Justin Fields that I don't trust yet, and that's the way I'll go. So I'll say Giants at home, and I'll follow it in. Welcome in, Blaine. Raleigh Creative Travels in the house. Butterfly is in house with us. Sanudo is here. Sanudo is running late, but he's going to go hit a like for me on that other video. Thank you, Sanudo. Appreciate you. All right, let's talk about this one. This will be Dave's one to start out, I believe, here. The Seahawks are going.
to start it out, though.
Okay, then it'll be Jeff's. Seahawks are going into Detroit. Seahawks have played better than people thought. Detroit has played better than people thought. We'll see what's going to happen. Welcome into Jack Silva. Sorry I didn't get the Bears up there, but I'll get it up there now for you, Jack. Jeff, what are you thinking here? Hawks, they're getting 4 points going into Detroit and a total of 48.
I think this is the week the Lions really show they're a good team. I'll tell you what, their quarterback is playing way better than everyone. Why do we hate this kid? He's not that bad. I don't understand the hate for the guy. I mean, anyway, I think the Lions win easy. I would play this game. I think Seattle's not that good. They looked better against the Broncos because the Broncos are worse than we thought.
That's a great point right there. Joey, on you.
Yeah, I've watched Seattle. They're not really good. They look bad against the Broncos, and I know the Niners ended up flubbing that game and it looking like a badminton game. But when they're playing against somebody really good, they struggle to do pretty much anything. Geno Smith is exactly who we think he is. So Detroit is better than we think, and there's no way Seattle's winning this game.
Gotcha. Gino, are you on the Hawks?
You know what? When I looked at this game before I saw your spread, I saw it as 5. And when I did the math in my head as far as the score, I said, okay, I think Detroit wins 2016. So I'd take Seattle. But this is a 4-point spread. So you know what? I have to amend what I originally thought from the spread I have over here in New York. And now I say Detroit because I think Detroit wins by 4.
Detroit by 4. So you're going to take Detroit and look at the lay on the line. Gotcha. Dave,
my line's 4. I got bad news for you. My line's 4.5. So what do you do?
I had 5.
So as a Western Pennsylvanian who has friends who are big West Virginia fans, it really sucks to see Geno Smith take this much flack.
Yeah.
Because he was fan-darn-tastic back in college. But this ain't college.
Yeah.
And this isn't college-style football. And Seattle lost to the Steelers in preseason, which says a lot.
Okay. So,
Detroit I will give 4. Frankly, I'd probably sell a point and give 5.
There you go. Vanessa Marcy comes in and says Detroit as well. CGH all over the Lions. I'm going to say, hey, I'm taking the Lions because of the fact the line is driving up, which means that a lot of money is going on Seattle or going on Detroit, which means they'll probably still blow them out all the way through there as we were through. I'm going to take Detroit as well. If you're brand new to us, all the links for the guys on the dais have been dropped into the chat. If you're liking this show, do me a favor. Hit up those guys. Hit me up with a follow. Come back and hang out with us more often. We would love that. Let's go over to Joey. You're going to start it up. I got a new logo for the Jets. They're actually flaming and flying. And, that's a hurt Steeler over there. The Jets coming into Pittsburgh. It's a challenge to see who has bigger hands and fingers and who has bigger feet. They're messing feet this week here. What are you thinking, Joey?
So Pittsburgh, I don't care what Dave says. They're not as bad as he thinks they are. I know he hates them and says they're
my God.
I know. This is tough because the Jets have played well in spurts and then not. So I don't know if they're quite ready for this yet. And I know it's only 3. I still think Pittsburgh wins this game.
Pittsburgh at home.
The problem is I don't trust the quarterback with the Jets. That's really where it's hurting.
Okay. Gino, what are you thinking?
I don't trust him yet either because I don't know what he is. And I'll tell you what, I agree. I as you guys know, I'm a little bit of a Jets fan, and I study this team like no other. I'm gonna tell you something. That defense is a lot better than they've played. Even last week, they should not have lost that bad. The safety play has been absolutely atrocious. Jordan White has been I think the biggest bust on that defense. Then you have stupid plays where knocking into the quarterback late, but they are better than they've played. I'm going to take the Jets here. I know I vowed to never take the Jets again any week this year, but I'm going to take the Jets with a 3-point spread. I think if they lose, they lose even closer than that, or they might pull out a win.
Okay, I love it. Welcome into Kenneth H. Welcome to ST 2.0. And welcome in also to Leo Lorenzo. Leo Lorenzo saying Jets have no consistency. What a great point. Leo. Dave, what do you got?
Kenneth, my guy, I'm thinking the Steelers need a win. Kenneth, I'm thinking the Steelers need a win too. And here's why. Because if you look at the Steelers' schedule, they are not winning any of the next 4 weeks at all. They might have a chance after that against the Saints and someone else. So if they are going to get to 2 victories before the middle of November, it has to be against the high-flying, rumbling, bumbling, stumbling. Everyone is an absolute Hall of Famer New York Football Jets who are going to win by 16 in Pittsburgh and make everyone absolutely furious and call even more for Kenny Small Hands Pickett to come in and clean this up. But you know what? It's not going to happen because until you get an offensive coordinator that knows what, 7 yards down the field is, and Najee Harris runs for more yardage than that quarterback from the Bengals gets sacked by in the first 2 weeks, the Steelers aren't winning anything. Dave Rant 2 is over. I'm taking the Jets. I'm also putting a line out there. I will give odds. I am taking under 3.5 wins for the Steelers this year.
I'll take that over.
I would too.
Will you? All right.
How many of your dollars you want to give me? I will take that.
Joey, this sucks. I am such a huge Steelers fan.
I know.
I would never, ever, ever, ever think that they're in this situation. But you know what? If there was a tank for Tua situation, I might call it tank for Clifford because I could handle another Penn State quarterback, even though Todd Blackledge didn't pan out and that Dan Marino that they passed over in Pittsburgh did.
There you go. All on it. What do you got there, Dole Whip Dad?
Oh, and by the way, Sean Urban's right. I'm taking the over in this because I guarantee it goes like 28-21. 31-21.
I got both in the 30s.
Yeah, I agree.
That's legit. I agree. I would hammer the over on this.
High-scoring game. CGH said the Jets have a chance to win without Big Ben on the Steelers out there. Jeff, what do you say?
Is Zach back this week?
Yes.
All right. Definitely Pittsburgh then. Definitely Pittsburgh. -3.5. Pittsburgh wins easy. I enjoyed listening to Dave so much better.
I enjoy listening to Dave too, and Dole Whip Dad and I fully agree. I'm taking the Steelers to cover at home. I like them to win this game.
Best thing about the Jets is still Zach's mama. Sorry.
That's true.
I got to shout out a guy. I was at the Jet game week 1, and I saw a guy with I saw 2 guys with Zach Wilson jerseys, right? But on the back, one said what was it? MILF Hunter, and the other one said Mrs. Wilson. So the 2 Zach Wilson jerseys, but for the mother, not for Zach Wilson himself.
I love it. Just a reminder, real quick, I will be doing this game at 8 o'clock. It'll be a separate stream if you're just joining us brand new to the channel. 8 o'clock, I'll be doing this game. This stream will take you right into it. Let's jump into the next Sunday game right here in the afternoon. This would be, I believe, Joey's game to start here. LA Chargers at the Houston Texans. Chargers minus 5.5 with most likely a beat-up or a backup quarterback. Hard to say. Joey, what say you?
Boy, let me tell you, the Chargers have really disappointed me. I literally took Herbert to win the MVP for offense this year. Thought this team was going to take the next step. Picked them to win, possibly win the division, possibly represent the Super Bowl in the AFC. Doesn't look like that's happening. So, and 5.5 for Houston. Give me the points. I'll take Houston all day.
Houston all day for Joey. What do you got there, Gene?
I agree for pretty much the exact same reasons. Those Chargers are banged up. No more Bosa. The offensive line is banged up. The secondary is banged up. Is Allen even at full strength? We know Herbert's not at full strength with those ribs. I don't even know if they can even win, let alone cover 5.5. So I'm going to take Houston.
Houston at home for Gene. What do you got, Dave?
I'm hungry. Gene just said ribs.
No, I am
right,
too.
So 2 things. One, what Joey said. I'll take the 5.5 at home. Houston might actually win this game outright. Secondly, completely off topic, but Gene, can you actually imagine us sitting at the Jets game with
especially with a J painted on your chest?
Exactly. Rooting for the Jets in a Steelers jersey. It would have been bad, man.
You're up.
Okay, so the Chargers aren't going to be the team that I wanted them to be. I'm a huge Chargers fan. I'm really sad about this, but did we forget that Davis Mills, right? Is that his name, the quarterback?
Yeah.
He's been bad, and it's the Texans. We're going to win this game. We're going to cover this game. Chargers minus 5. I'll take the Chargers for sure. Doesn't mean I'm happy about what's going on. LA's in trouble. But not this week.
LA is in a little bit of trouble. I like Houston to stay close all this year to everybody, but losing games. I'll take the 5.5 for them at home for me. I think they'll
game on all of you this week.
Yeah, I'll take those points. All right, Sunday up. It's Gene's turn. This is a 1 o'clock game as well. Brownies going into Atlanta. Brownies minus 1.5. 49.5 is a total. Gene, start us out.
I'll tell you what. For a team that looked like they were looking to get that number 1 pick, doesn't Atlanta Falcons? Don't they look a lot better than a lot of us thought coming into the season? I'm going to take Atlanta.
Atlanta to cover. Gene, going over to Dave here. Atlanta getting 1.5 at home. Gene's taken. Dave, what are you up to?
I'm agnostic about this game, and that sucks because I can't make a decision. So I'm just going to take Atlanta at home, getting a 1.5.
Just going to take Atlanta plus the points at home. Jeff, what do you got?
Taking Cleveland. I think it's the game I would play. I'll give them 1.5. I mean, Garrett's not driving to the stadium, is he? So we'll be all right.
That's a great line. Joey, what's up? What do you got?
I think, I kind of echo what Gene says. Atlanta, to me, has been a little bit better than I was expecting them to. 1.5 is pretty much not a whole lot of anything, but at home, I'll take them.
Well, for the reasons that Duke Tomlinson just put in the chat, I am going to take the Brownies on the road. Chubb and the team can just run. STO says the same thing. Give them the Browns. I'm going to go with the Brownies on this one here to do it. Sunday afternoon.
I just want to say real quick, too, it's only a 1.5 spread. If you're going to take the Falcons, take the money line. It's extra money, man. If you think they're going to win, they're going to win by more than a 1.5, right? Take the money line on that one.
That's a great point. Great call out, Gene. Thank you. Appreciate that. Dave, we'll start out with you on this one. It's the Titans at the Colts. We would have thought this would have been an incredible game. Beginning of the year, I'm not so sure right now. Colts minus 3, total of 42.5. The only thing I like about this page right here is I really like the Colts logo I found. Dave,
Colts logo is absolutely great. I love it. I think this is where Matty Ice and the Colts get going moving into the rest of the season. I think they win at home. I think they cover. This is definitely not advice, but on a whim, I might take the over.
Might take the over, 42.5. Interesting there. Jeff, what are you thinking on this one?
I had trouble with this game. So Jonathan Taylor hasn't missed a practice in all of his NFL career, all of his at Wisconsin, all his time in high school until this week. So that scares me. But Henry hasn't looked like Henry at all.
No.
I'm going to go with the Colts here. I wouldn't play the game, but I like the Colts, not unlike what Dave said. I think the Colts are a lot better than they've played. I also think Titans are better than they've played too, but Colts -3.5, I'll take the Colts.
Love it. Joey, before I go to you guys, I really want to say a shout out, and I know the guys on the dais, for all of my broadcasters feel the same way. We put your comments into the chat all the way through all the time. The guys are always reading them, so even though it's not shouted out, know that the guys are looking at your comments up there, and you guys are killing it with great comments. Joey, what do you got?
Yeah, I think Tennessee, actually, they've been playing actually decent, somewhat. Indianapolis, I think, has been playing under. Basically, they are not showing what they really could be and probably should be, and I think that does happen this week. And I think Taylor does really well. At least I hope he does. He's on my fantasy team, so I'm going to go with Indy. I think they'll cover. I'm just saying.
Indy at home with covering them. Gino, close it out for me.
Yeah, this is a tough one. I don't think either of these teams are who we thought they'd be in the beginning of the season. I'm still not even sure I know what either of these teams are. So, I'm going to take Tennessee and the points.
Tennessee and the points for Gene. I'm going to go with the rest of the guys on the majority. I think the Colts at home. I think this game could go either way. If this was in Tennessee, I'd probably be taking Tennessee if it was a flipped line on this. So I will say Colts at home, just because again I like their new logo that I found. And Tannehill is overrated according to Duke. And CGH also says all the battle of the running back, Colts versus Titans is going to be a very close game. That's a great point as well. I like that.
It's a hard one. This is a real hard one.
Yeah, tough one. All right, Cardinals. This will be. Let's see, Dave. It's Dolan Dad's turn here with this one to start it out. Arizona Cardinals at the Carolina Panthers. Carolina. Where'd I get that? Am I all of a sudden Japanese? Carolina -2.
Carolina, where the wind blows.
What do you got, Jeff?
So Carolina, well, no, I'm not. I would play this game. I would take Carolina to give the 1.5, and that's mostly because I really don't like Arizona. I think they were way worse than their record last year. And Kyler Murray, I mean, come on, that was a lucky play a couple weeks ago. I'll take Carolina, and I'm comfortable with this pick.
Comfortable with it. Okay, Joey, where you at?
Yeah, Arizona probably shouldn't be where they are. They did get lucky. I don't like them. They're in my division. And, yeah, they're favored by 2, so I'm going with Carolina on this.
Carolina at home for Joey. Gino, what do you think?
Yeah, you know what? I actually had the same spread as Jeff. I had it as a 1.5, but if I'm going to take a 1.5, I'm going to take the 2 points. I'm going to take Carolina.
Carolina to cover. Dave?
So just so you know, Modern Warfare 2 beta weekend was last weekend. So this weekend, not much is going on. We got a month until Modern Warfare 2 drops. There's no double XP weekend at all. I think Kyler Murray has the ball out for the next 2 or 3 weeks to make sure that he makes his homework quota. So I'm thinking Murray on the road goes in, destroys the Panthers, 4 touchdowns. I just put him in my lineup.
I actually like Dave's call on that. I think it's a good play. I think Carolina has a bounce.
Because of all the Modern Warfare conversation, or
no, just because you're dressed like somebody from the Crips. I'm scared tonight. I'm gonna go with what you got. So I'll take Arizona on the road to cover that. Sunday afternoon gets hot and heavy as the New England Patriots minus a quarterback go into Green Bay. Green Bay line has jumped up to 9.5. Was originally 4.5. I should put that out there. Original line on this game was 4.5, up to 9.5. 5-point swing after the injury to QB1. Let's go over to Joey to start it out.
Yeah, it's in Green Bay. New England's been really bad. Give me Green Bay. I still think they'll cover.
Double-digit cover for Joey. Gene, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm going to go the opposite. I know they got a lot going on, but Hoyer's not a bad quarterback, right? I mean, he's not your typical backup quarterback. Hoyer scored some points in this league before. I'm not saying they're going to win, but I can't see him losing by 9.5 points. I'm going to take New England.
Going to take the points. Dave, which way you rolling?
I am. I listened to the Aaron Rodgers Aubrey Marcus podcast concerning Aaron Rodgers' ayahuasca journey. I am never picking against the Packers again. I'm giving 10, and honestly, I'm taking the over for what Gene said. Is that 40.5? Green Bay is going to put up 30 themselves, and I wouldn't doubt it if Hoyer put up whatever, right?
20, 15, 20.
Still covering. I got to cover the 10, so 20 points. Yeah, I would take the over, and I will definitely go with Green Bay at home, getting rolling for Aaron Rodgers' third MVP season in a row.
Love it.
They're going to crush that over.
Love it.
By the way, is Ken the content coach in here? Like, is that what's going on right now?
If Ken was here, listen, that spread could be 29. He'd still take the Packers.
I know, right?
Let's go over to Doe Dad.
So when I first saw this, I figured it's got two major hallmarks on games that I like to play. It's too big of a NFL, line. The NFL, I don't like 10-point spreads. I got a 9.5. And then Brian Hoyer, it was Gene, I think, said, he's not that bad. He's a pretty good quarterback. These veteran backup quarterbacks are way better than people give him credit for. So I expected to go against this, but then I looked at the game again, and Patriots roster not that good. Patriots roster. So, no, I think the more I looked at it, the less I agreed with myself. Green Bay is going to roll. I would play this game.
I love Green Bay as well. I'm 100% with you on that board. I think Green Bay, this is the one where they pick it up at home and really make something happen. So let's go Green Bay.
They might blow them out.
All right, let's go over to Gino on this one. We're coming down to the end here shortly on games to pick. And we got this one here. It's a 425 game. Denver Broncos at the Las Vegas Raiders. Gino, going into Gambling Town, USA, what do you got?
We got Carolina and the Denver Broncos.
Yep. They're broke. They're broke. They're not a Bronco yet. They're broke.
That's true.
Both very underwhelming. Both really. I just feel bad for both franchises because I expected them both to be a lot better. I'm gonna take Denver. I'm gonna take Denver.
Taking Denver on the road. Dave, what do you got?
All right. So first of all, CGH Afton in there is going Pats because Aaron Rodgers looks like he's 50. No, he doesn't look like he's 50. He looks like Nick Cage. There's two big different things.
He does.
All right.
Nothing wrong with him.
Secondly, much like I said earlier, this is where the Raiders get rolling. I think they win at home. I don't know how they don't win at home, and I would still hammer the under because no one's scoring points in this game.
Hammer the under. You're going to go Raiders at home. Jeff, what do you got?
There are a few things in life I like less than picking the Raiders, but I watched Denver. I watched the whole game. I will never get that time back in my whole life. That was so bad. Denver is bad. I thought they were going to be pretty good. I picked them to make the playoffs. Apparently, I'm an idiot. This idiot's going to take the Raiders and give out those 2.5 points.
Give out the 2.5. Joey, what do you got?
Yeah, unfortunately, I watched that whole game. I had to. Yeah, their offense is really
Horrible.
It's hard to watch. It's hard to watch. Raiders at home. Yeah, they'll cover.
Joey's all over the Raiders at home.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Here's what I'm going on this one.
It's me. It's me.
It's CDP. It's 30 Down Picks with Pete. I was hammering the Ravens last week on my pick lock of the week. I'm taking the Raiders. Why? They don't lose at home this time. They need to get a win. All the money's going to go on one side. It's going to be loaded up. Las Vegas. Bugsy Siegel, if he was alive, he'd get whacked again. Raiders take it at home, guys. That's my pick of the week right there on that one.
What's up with that little Funko Pop of you? I mean, you like Road to Perdition Pete there. That's freaking awesome. I like that.
I like that. A little bit to it. A little bit. All right, let's talk about this Sunday night game. Another good Sunday night game. We've been getting really good primetime games just like tonight.
Yeah.
Chiefs and Tampa Bay. In Tampa Bay, Chiefs minus 1.5, total 45. David, you're up.
Is it actually in Tampa Bay or did they move it?
It's in Tampa Bay, as far as I know still.
Okay.
Yep.
I mean, that doesn't matter. Kansas City's going to come in and crush them. So,
Jeff, you're up.
I'm enjoying saying this. Tampa Bay's offense is a mess. KC -2.
KC minus the points. Joey, what do you got?
Yeah, Tampa's been a mess. Offense not the same. Brady hasn't been the same. Whatever's going on in his, I don't know.
I heard he's old.
KC. I guess. Give me, yeah, and it might be, maybe we were seeing the fall off finally. I don't know. Give me KC.
KC. All right, there. Gino, finish it off.
You know, NFL stands for not for long, right? They say. I don't think they're talking about Tom Brady's career. I think they're talking about his marriage, which is affecting his career. He's not the same quarterback this year at all, and maybe it has to do with when Giselle gets mad at you, maybe that would happen to any guy. I think KC comes in until he can right the ship. I know Evans will be a nice plus for him this week, but I still think KC can come in and win by at least a field goal, at least.
I got KC on there. Clean sweep across the board on KC all the way through. Hey, real quick before we go to the Monday night game, just a reminder, we do have a Discord where we're talking all kind of sports, talking all kind of Disney as well, football and more. Hit that link up there for Discord. One of my moderators will drop it in the link right now. Come on over. It's free of charge. It's a giant chat room. We would love for you to come hang out. Let's talk about what's coming up on this channel right now. Coming up on this channel when we're done this show on a separate stream. Here's the link for it. You'll also be dropped into it from here. It's going to be the Bengals and Miami. On my channel this weekend, Sunday morning, 9:30. I'm going to get up out of bed early. We got Minnesota and the Saints coming to you from the UK. I'm going to cover it. 1 o'clock, right behind it, I'm going to do the Bills and the Ravens. Finishing up the day at the end of the night. I will jump over and hit the Sunday night football game, Chiefs and Bucks. A ton of football to come on the channel. Make sure you hit up the follow to stay with us here. Let's talk about this Monday night game. Another good one they give us here. Going out to San Francisco, the Rams and the 49ers. I'm going to let Gene go first just so Joey has to be last here and sit through it right now. Oh, and I did just drop that link again. Do me a favor. If you're not going to watch the game with me, give me a like over there. I'm trying to get up over 50 to start that game. Gene, what are you thinking?
You know what? I think it's going to be a good game. You know, as we all remember, I think the only reason why we even know Dan Orlovsky, other than being on ESPN, is we also remember the time that he ran out of bounds and continued to play like as if it was still happening. Garoppolo is now doing that as well. So we'll see. But I got the Rams. I think the Rams take this one.
Gene is on the Rams. What do we got there, Dave?
I'd love to say that Jimmy G bounces back, but I think that the Rams are going to probably win outright. I mean, if you look at what the money line is, it's definitely not saying that people aren't concerned that the Rams are going to lose. I'll take two on the road in San Francisco.
Gotcha. Jeff, what do you got?
Trent Williams is one of the best players in the NFL, and he's not playing. So that is going to be a problem for Jimmy G. I'll take the 2.5 points. I'll take the Rams. I'd probably play the money line here and take that free money too.
I like it. Joey, what are you doing with your boys?
Well, I'll probably be solo on this. And I text Gene today. I said, I'm not being a homer. They do have the best defense in the NFL. They have the number one pass defense in the NFL, probably some of the best linebackers in the NFL. Yes, it sucks. Trent Williams is out, which is not good. Aziz is also out, which is one of their, it's very huge. I think Kyle's good enough to be able to scheme this. So we'll see. Obviously, I think Debo gets more involved this week.
He's going to have to.
And they're definitely going to get Kittle involved, and they haven't done. So give me the Niners on this. Plus, Channy, aside from a one INT drop last year to go to the Super Bowl, the Niners have had their number. Channy has had his number. So that's where I'm going.
I'm right there with you for every point you just said. I think they're going to have high scoring game. I think they pull it out at the end at home on a surprise win by a point, win by 2, somewhere in that area. I love it there. All right, guys, let's go through real quick and just talk about what all you have going on your channels. Again, you can find the links for all the gentlemen on my dais here on the front of my YouTube page under the football section, on my website, PeteMcDivittShow.com, under the NFL show. Dave, talk about what you got going.
Absolutely nothing, because I need to edit a bunch of stuff. But watch us on Wednesday night on DNT, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Dis and That, on YouTube, youtube.com/disandthat.
Last night, too, by the way.
Thank you. Appreciate that. That's fun.
Fantastic show. I'll save Jeff for last this time. Joey, JSA Creations, talk about this nerdy network real quick.
Yeah. Well, JSA, we got going on. Obviously, we've been part of your channel now, where you see us. We're doing giveaways and such. Halloween coming up, a bunch of Halloween designs, which I put up in the Discord channel. So if anybody wants to see them, I put them up there.
Nice.
And yeah, Disnerdy, Disney Villains Club, Monday night. I'm on there with Gene. Really good show. Come check it out. There you go.
Do you have a JSA Creations thing over there on the Discord?
I do. Okay. Yeah, I do.
I asked Jesse to do that. I was making sure she did.
It's there.
Gene, what do you got coming? Disney Nerdy Network, your stuff, a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, like Joey said, DVC, we have a lot of fun. Me, him, Larry from Our Castle Life, Mouseperation Mike, just four dudes talking Disney. And then tonight, Late Night Magic after Disney Underground first with Joey's lovely wife Sammy D, and then after that, Late Night Magic, me, Piano Rob. We have Matt Hamilton of actors, been in a bunch of things, Hallmark movies, Lifetime movies, Disney Plus shows. So come by and check him out tonight.
Love it.
Very cool.
Well, also too, I just want to say real quick, the DizCon. If anybody hasn't heard, DizCon got canceled this weekend with with everything going on with Hurricane Ian. They decided to postpone it. It's now going to take place, I believe, in February, March. They haven't given it a date yet. So for anyone that has gotten tickets, don't worry about it. They are going to have a makeup date for it, but it's going to be after the holidays. So
fantastic.
But I'm sure they'll email everybody.
More information to come on that. Jeff, what do you got, buddy?
Well, first I want to say the chat was awesome night. Also praying for everybody in Florida,
yeah.
man. My gosh. I had a busy work day, but I just got home right before the show and watched some of the news, and it's horrific. And I've talked to a couple of my friends that are down there, and it's all bad. But anyway, so keep praying for them. They're going to need a lot of help. I am pissed at Disney. I've been pissed at Disney. I've been posting about Disney in a while. Check out the Animated Investor. That's where I'm posting some stuff. I've got 2 or 3 things up there recently, and a couple more are coming up this weekend. We talk money over there. So if you don't like money, don't go over there.
Animated Investor. I got to get that linked up, and I will do that this weekend onto the website.
Yeah, I'll send it over to you.
On that, send it over to me, please. Guys, these guys are great. We're back every week. We do this every week. We're going to go through all the way through to the end of the year. As soon as the year's over, we start an off-season show where we talk details of football for an hour and a half each week. Hit me up with a follow. Follow these guys. They're incredible creators. This show is going to dump you right into the football show. I'm getting ready to go live and do Browns watching, Ravens watching, Buffalo watching, everybody watching to see if tonight Cincinnati can take down Miami. I hope you'll join us out. I'm going to drop that link.
Stay here.
Huh?
I'm telling them to stay here.
Stay here.
Well, if they stay here, it goes right to your show.
Oh, yeah. Well, stay here. It'll go right to my show. Absolutely. These guys are